producer and avid disc golf enthusiast, Ivan Katz here. And today I'm going to do something I'm really excited about. I'm going to throw all the discs that I regularly bag, my baggers, and I'm going to talk about how they fly, and I'm going to tell you why I bag them. Talk about the numbers and all sorts of things to tell you about the really fun game of disc golf. It's a little windy, so I'll try to speak up and be close to my camera. But without further ado, if you'll smash that like button and subscribe, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of this video and what you think I should be doing also in my other videos. I'm open to suggestions. Let's see, I will start today with a champion Leopard fairway driver. I definitely bag Leopards, but not necessarily a champion. Let's see how it flies. Weight is important on these. This one is 171. So here we go. Just going to try to throw them straight out ahead. Oh, my arm is not woken up yet. Let me throw something that I know is understable. That means flippy. That means the third number, negative. And this one should be flippy. Should flip right over. I'm going to throw it with some hyzer. It should turn over. Hyzer flip. That's understable. Right hand, backhand, that's understable if it turns over. That's -1 third number, -2, -3, -4. I'm going to give this a lot of hyzer. Nothing's turning over for me today. These are my true first and second shots. I'm not warmed up yet, so I'm just going to throw these that I have bagged, not my normal baggers, to try to warm up a bit. This is the truth. Will you look at that consistency? Vulcan, hopefully this one will turn over. 13, 5, and -4 and 2. 13 is the speed. If you get above 10, 11, 12, 13, those are your distance drivers. 7, 8, 9, those are your control drivers, a little easier to throw. 4, 5, 6, mid-range. 1, 2s, and 3s, putters. So the lower the number, the easier it is to throw. So this being 13, it's for a strong arm, which mine is not being today. But if you're having trouble throwing 10s, 11s, switch down to 5s and 6s. Throw mid-ranges to start. Get used to these discs. Here we go. A little better. So yeah, I've got a few Vulcans. I think it's my other one actually. It's also red that's understable, but here's a simple buzz. This one is an actual bagger. I have bagged this before, and it's just a good old stable mid-range. Let's see what it does for me today. Oh God. Yeah, not too bad. Turned it over a little bit too much. I basically forced it over a bit, and that's not what you want to do. You want these discs to naturally turn over. This one is too fast for me too. This is a Freedom. I believe it's made by a Swedish company. This one's like a tournament disc, but it's pretty cool. Let's see what it does. Oh, wow. So that's a good throw to talk about actually, because I threw it too high, and height is a problem. If you throw it nose up, like I just did, nose up, and they just go and they're taken by the wind and they don't give you the distance you need. You should be throwing them nose down to flat like that. I'll try to throw this one that way. This one's pretty good. It's a 5, 4, -2, and 1. 5, that tells you it's a mid-range. 4 is the glide, the second number. That's how much the wind will take it. So 4 is, it'll take it. 3 is a lot lower. 4s and 5s, the wind is gonna give it some lift and take it. -2, that means it turns over. And then 1 is the fade. That means there's a little bit of fade. The fade for forehand flick is that way. So should have just a little bit of fade. Fade for the right hand backhand is this way. Should have a little fade if you throw it that way. Notice I'm gonna throw most every one of these, except for a few, as a forehand flick. So here we go. Oh, no, still too high. Not a good throw. That disc usually goes a lot further. It's my noodle arm today. Let me throw one that I usually can throw a little farther. This is one of my crank SS's. So this is a bagger. Got an ace on hole number 1 at Bluemont, elsewhere on YouTube with this. That was a cool 2-camera shoot that day. So yeah, this is one of my baggers. The wind is shifty today, and who knows what's going on, but I'll try to throw it nose down. Crank SS. Yeah, even today it's tricky. I'm not getting a lot of turnover from these discs, which is sad, but you know, hey, it is what it is, right? Let's see. Let's throw my other crank SS. How about that? This is a bagger. Aces on number, which one did I get with this? I have it written on the back. Yeah, number 6 at Clark's Run is on here, plus one more with this one. So check that one out. That's a cool ace. But anyway, that was a day I was throwing it correctly and it was turning over in S-curve. And here we go. Very consistent with those crank SS's, right? I think I got another one. Let me see. Yeah, here's a titanium crank SS. Not quite yet a bagger. I have been breaking it in. It needs to be more broken in. Oh, see, it's more stable. It's more stable than the others. Doesn't turn over as well. Believe it or not, I'm just not turning these discs over today. My maximum throw these days, probably 260. Like today, I'd be lucky to get 250, I think, the way I'm throwing. But again, I'm just throwing these discs and telling you what they actually do and commentating on that. These are real throws with real discs. This one usually always turns over for me. It's my king. It's very flippy. Very light and very flippy. And it should be an ultimate S-curve disc, but I don't know what's going to happen today. So let's find out. Yeah. Today it's a flick turn roller. That's perfect. I have a video on the flick turn roller, and that's just exactly what it did. Just turned all the way over and started to roll. So I got one to turn over at least. That one's very flippy, like I said. Not very familiar with this. I have bagged it. It's a 9.6 -2.2. So it should really be an S-curve disc. Let's see what happens. Try to throw it nose down. I haven't been doing well with that today. There we go. That's actually a decent throw. And notice it went further. It's just a speed 9 and it went quick further than by speed 13. So that tells you disc down, number down that first number, especially with my wonky arm today, and maybe I'll do a little better. I'm going to throw 3 interesting ones in a row here. Okay, so this is a Nustia. I think it has another name by now, but it's been a pretty good distance disc for me. West side discs. Let's see what happens. Yeah. Starting to warm up a little bit. Not just with the sun, but my arm. So that's good. 7.7 -1.1. -1.1, those last 2 numbers means a little turnover and a little fade. So it should be a very straight disc. I do like rivers. They're nice discs. Let's see what happens. Oh, didn't turn that one over at all, but still decent. And then I think I got another river. Let me throw it back to back. Yeah, This is the river that I bag usually. I got that one, picked it up at a used disc golf store, and I like it. I think that's that store that I played in Cincinnati, Ohio. Mount Airy or something. Check that round out. That was a good round. Here we go. The river, the second river. There you go. Actually a little bit less understable than the other one, but this is my Hex Rakuten. I used to have a white one. I don't know what happened to it. I lost it. So I got this one, and I love these. They feel interesting. They got kind of dimples on them like a golf ball, just little ones. And I just like the way they feel, and it's a good S-curve disc usually. Let's see what happens today. Oh. Okay, a little too nose down with that one, even though I'm going downhill. Little too nose down, but it did at the end. You saw it start to dip up a little bit. So nose down gets you more distance. Nose up, not good. Wow, I have so many discs, and a lot of these discs do different things. I'm going to show you these two right here. These kind of do different things in a way. Okay, so if you want to throw a dog leg right, this is my Dauntless SKB Lightning #1. It's the one I use for a pro. Let's pretend there's a bunch of trees and stuff in my way, and I need to dog leg left all around them, okay? That's what I'm gonna do with this. Watch this. I'm gonna throw it with a lot of hyzer so that it just keeps turning. It's gonna go out that way and then fade back. Let's see what happens. Well, again, not so much today because I'm not picking stuff up, but let's see. The wind is kind of blowing. It's going to be hard to get a disc to turn this way, as you saw. I'm going to get my wedge here. I love this wedge. It's a 168 gram wedge, DX plastic. Don't poo-poo DX plastic. Breaks in easily, gets flippier, and it's cheaper than the others. I use my really broken in, too understable DX plastic, like my old destroyers and stuff, and Valkyries, to throw over water hazards. That way if I lose one, it's not the end of the world, right? Okay, here we go. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw it with anhyzer, and I'm gonna try to get it to turn the opposite way of that one. That one just turned. I'm gonna get it to turn left. Let's see if I can do it. Very little fade on this disc. That's what you want. If you're trying to, with a flick, turn left and not fade, you want something with a fourth number that's not as high as 1, maybe even 0, like a mid-range. Right hand, backhand, it'll curve that way and not fade back, not fade like that back. So you don't want it to fight what you're trying to do. And what we're trying to do, again, is, in this case, turn left. Let's see if I can get it to turn left. More fade than usual, but it did turn left. I'm surprised by that amount of fade, actually, but that's what you want to do. Okay, here's my escape, 9, 5, -1, and fade of 2. Tends to be a pretty straight disc, though, if I can throw it nose down. Little fade to it. What do we got here? Oh, that's right, I bagged another Crank SS. This is a backup, but I've started to throw it just to get it loosened up. My other one used to look like this. 170, 172 grams, so a little lighter. Wouldn't even mind it a little lighter than that, but know your favorite discs, know their weight, and certainly write your name and number on the back too, so you can get them back if you lose them. But know the type of disc, know the plastic, and know the weight if you love it. That way, if you ever lose it, you can get another one exactly like it. Pretty consistent with my Crank SS's in not turning them over today, unfortunately. Vikings tend to be very flippy. This one's DX. I bag Vikings, but not this one, so it'll kind of surprise me. 9-4, -1-2. Woo. Did you see how I just threw a speed 9 farther than ever? I'm doing really well with the speed 9s today, so there you go. The really flippy discs, the DX plastic that's worn in, those are the ones I throw farthest, honestly. I don't really have the arm for the higher grade plastics and things like that, although, you know, when I'm warm, and I usually throw my crank SS's pretty straight and strong. They should be getting it that much distance too, but today, I don't know. I'm a little wonky, but it's good that I'm doing a video today. It's the real stuff. All right, TL3, 8-4, -1-1. Seemed to have more like a -3 fade there at the end, but still pretty straight. Nice disc. This is an Ontario mold Cobra. Really old Cobra, basically. 179. It's kind of heavy. 1995 tour. I always like to tease players. I have discs older than them. But here we go. Let's see how this does. Too high, but you see how straight it flies? I love the Cobra. I have a whole video on the Cobra. You could play the whole disc golf course with the Cobra or your other favorite mid-range. Leopard 3, let's see how this one does. 7-5, -2-1. Okay. Here's an interesting one. This is a big Z crank, so it's pretty stable to overstable for me. So what I usually do is I compensate, and I don't like doing this in general, but sometimes there's a need for it. I like to give it a little Anheuser and just let it straighten out and get me the distance. Let's see how it does today. Again, trying to throw nose down. Still fighting back. Still fought back because it's stable, overstable for me. So, but still, pretty straight flyer. This is my Stingray. This one's really nice, 177 grams, 4-5, -3-1. So pretty understable mid-range. Let's see what happens. Yeah, just really arrow straight. That's one you could just throw straight at the basket from 150 or so, and sometimes you luck out and get a crazy birdie. Actually, on that note, the Kontiki is the same for me. This is a Kontiki, and this is an actual bagger. 4-5, -3, and 0. So no fades, supposedly. Let's see. Yeah, dead straight. Very nice. Okay. This is my putter. This is my 86 putter. I have more than one of these, but this is my go-to. This is my bagger, and I could pretty much make anything with this. Let me just try to show you. I'll throw it right hand backhand. Let's pretend the basket is straight ahead, okay? And it'll just turn over and go straight at the basket. No problem. Once it turns over, it'll stay straight. Oh God, I didn't even turn it over today. Like I said, my arm is just dead today. Let's try this Ace Race Salt. Nothing is turning over today. Wow. Vibram, that's right. It's not pronounced Vibram, it's Vibram. But the owner says he doesn't care how you pronounce it as long as you buy it. I don't think they make discs anymore. But this is a Vibram Summit. And I like it. And that's why I like it. Dead straight, no drama. Okay. Avenger SS. Yeah, good one. Another Cobra. Also Ontario mold. I like the old Cobras. Just give them a little hyzer, let them flip up and go straight. And straight they go. That one had a lot of fade though. Champion T-Bird. That one will give me some right-hand turn too. Oh, this should be interesting. Tempest. I have bagged this for a time. Whew. Didn't turn that over today. Here's another Freedom, like that Swedish disc I threw before. This is DX plastic, 14.5, -2 and 3. Tends to do well for me, but who knows today? Who knows? Yeah, pretty straight, but kind of not too far and faded early. This one, D2, Prodigy, Air, 13.6, -5.3. Definitely an S-curve disc. Oh boy, it'll come back a little, but I really pulled that one. You see how far I pulled that? I just kept on going with my release, held it on too long, and that's what happens. 5.6, -1.0, the Wombat 3. I like this one. Whew. That's why I like it. You see how I'm throwing a mid-range and speed 5s and speed 8s just as far as I throw my 13s and 14s? There you go. So that's why I say you can throw the whole disc golf course with a mid-range or something like that. But there you go. Just goes to show you. Okay, if I don't turn this one over, I'm going to be sad because this is my flippy Leopard. And let's see what happens. Gonna give it a lot of hyzer, and I think it'll still flip over. Yeah, it just keeps going, see? I love that disc, actually. It gets me some really good left-hand turns. Got an amazing ace with it once, too. Okay. This is the Wraith. Blizzard Champion Wraith. Too high. Way too high. And a Discraft Heat. I have some of these that are broken and I just love. They kind of have a second wind for me. Let's see if I can get that going today. Just a little bit at the end when it kind of faded. Sometimes, well, my other one really just seems to get a second wind later in its throw, and that was pretty good. So there you go. I just threw 40 discs, believe it or not, and let's go see how they did. But please smash that like button and subscribe. Subscribe to my Ivan Katz Productions, and also my Drivin Ivan Katz, leave off the G, DrivinIvanKatz, and I put disc golf content on that channel as well. As you can search any car that you like. I review cars on that channel. And I also have a lot of guitar reviews and things like that, where I play all the instruments also on both the channels. So I hope you'll watch my other content, including my recent travel documentary videos like Banksy's Art in Bristol, and also Jim Morrison's Life and Death in Paris, and even have where he wrote Love Street and People Are Strange out in LA, the famous hotel in New York called the Chelsea, and also other videos like Andy Warhol's Life in Pittsburgh. So watch those. Let's go see how these discs did, shall we? Well, these were my first couple of throws. The Archangel. Notice they're scattered around up here. Champion, Leopard, the Truth, Titanium, Crank SS. Not very good throw of that one, but then here's one of my bagger Crank SS's, and that didn't do great either. You can see in my other Crank SS too, I usually get a lot more distance out of those. They're my best flyers usually. The other Crank SS that went a little further, Fury, this one the Tempest, and over here towards the center we've got the Escape, the River, Freedom, Kon-Tiki. Again, throwing a speed 5 farther than a speed 14, so you know that the 14s are probably too much disc for me. Again, I haven't played in a while. I'm feeling a little rusty, but I wanted to do a video, just get out here and throw, and that's what I did. Leopard, that's the Champion T-Bird, Cobra, and Big Z Crank and Heat, and then my King, which was the roller, you remember, TL3. I have a whole video on the roller, actually, where I do throw the King, so check that out. Wraith, River, and this one, the Stingray, my other Cobra, the Vibram Summit, Rakuten, Hex Rakuten. Now we're getting into some better shots. The Leopard and the Wedge, and then here we go. Some of the farthest flyers right here. The Wombat and the Anustia, and my Avenger SS. Absolutely. And I'm going to call this one the farthest today. How about this? Here we have the Viking. I'm going to have to bag this one. Look at that. Farther than everything else I threw today. How far is far? I don't know. Up there, right in front of that soccer field right there is where I threw from. So for me, yeah, that's pretty good. I've been throwing in this field for quite a while, and that seems to be an okay distance for me. And then this DD2 here. So there you go. Okay, so don't you think it'll be fun to throw these 4 discs plus maybe my farthest flyer today, the Viking, from the point of the Viking, and see if I can get them back. Now it's uphill now, so I'm sure I can make it over the crest of the hill, especially the way my arm feels today. But I'm going to throw these again because I think they're my farthest flyers. See if I can redeem some of those throws. Okay, here we go. There's the point of the farthest throw. So let's see what happens. Starting with the King. Here we go. It's pretty good. Crest of the hill. So that's the full S-curve flight. And that's why I throw that one with such hyzer. And just let it flip over and S-curve out. That's the maximum distance I can get. Let's see how the River does, okay? Close, close, not bad. Okay, my 2 Crank S's. I'll throw them back to back. Here we go. You see? That's my baby. And then this one, let's see. Oh, turn it way over. Roll up the hill, come on. And now the Viking, that was my farthest flyer. Let's see what happens. Oh, a lot of wind came up and I threw it way too high. So there you go, not the farthest flyer anymore, but isn't that interesting? See, I was able to throw my baggers well after some warming up and things like that. Like I said, that Viking, it's not a bagger, but I do bag a Viking, and it's not that one, but I might have to bag that one. It's pretty good. But there you go. Again, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of this disc golf video. Watch all my others. I play rounds all around the country, even all around the world. So check those out. Right now I'm working on a travel video where I play just a couple holes on each course that I travel to. That'll be a very interesting video when I get it edited. I try to give you these videos because I can bang these out quicker. So give me some ideas. Tell me what you want to do, what you want me to do, and watch my disc golf everything you need to know video. Just search any car and Drivin Ivan. Again, my documentary is Real Poker, Real Reality. Good stuff. Banksy's Art in Bristol. Did that one recently. How to import a car from Europe, where I compare a couple cars I imported, actually, my MGF and my Fiat Barchetta. I just imported a very strange car called a Ginetta that I never have to see another one at car shows. So that's a good one. I was just at the Hunt Country Classic last weekend. Beautiful British car show if you like cars. And if you do like cars, you should check out my Auto World in Brussels, Belgium video, my Porsche factory tour, Mercedes factory tour, Ferrari, Lamborghini, even Lamborghini tour by their test driver, Valentino Balboni, back in 1999. And I started playing disc golf a long time before that. I was amazed to discover a course around my house. I've been throwing ever since, and again, I'm not the farthest thrower, but I tend to have very, very accurate approaches, and I can still play the game, although it's not like when you are young. I play with people much younger than me, and I marvel at how far they can throw, and it's quite amazing. I've even had people come up to me and say, "Hey, you taught me how to throw." Don't watch me for form, but that's what this one guy said, and he could throw about 100, 150 further than me with a flick. So I was amazed. I think that was on a course in North Carolina somewhere, but there you go. I just love playing disc golf. I love producing videos, so I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. I am Ivan Katz.